Yeah,
I'm still trying to convince the wife to go to the cinema with me to watch it, so it might just be ticket for one on that side of things. All right, welcome to a long time ago with me, Adam, and of course Martin. Tonight we've got an episode which is a big mishmash of all sorts of things, Star Wars news and announcements, and we've got a pickup as well. But to get things started, we just want to show off our new T-shirts, I suppose, because we've go that way. We've both, you'll notice, we both are wearing a Phantom Menace T-shirt. Martin, this was a wonderful gift from one of our viewers, Josh McNear. We just want to say a massive thanks. These both arrived today. So yeah, huge thank you to him. We get to wear these to the May the 4th. Wait, are you going on May the 4th to the viewing?
Well, it's not actually May the 4th. It's the 25th anniversary re-release of the Phantom Menace is on the 3rd, which is why Josh put on the packaging open before the 3rd. Because
third,
yeah, because of course I'll be in Florida at the time, so I'm going to be going to the cinema at Disney Springs to watch that on the opening day on the 3rd. So I think this is so that we can wear them when we go to the cinema to watch it. I'll probably go 3 or 4 times. I've already got several people lined up who really want to go with me when I get back to the UK. So I'll probably do a viewing in America and then a few when I get back. But I mean, Josh was absolutely amazing in sending us these. He's been like a really big supporter of us, hasn't he? Of the channel and stuff.
Absolutely,
Go on.
No, I was going to say there was a note to go with it, and a really kind note, and some stickers as well, which was awesome. Just really good stuff.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, I was going to mention the note, just like you. I think I've come to know Josh, initially through the channel, and I checked out his Twitter, and he's got one of the most awesome mint on cards Kenner collection that I've seen, and some of the display he's got is just unbelievable. And I've invited him, and hopefully he'll have some time in his schedule so we can get him on the channel and do a talking.
Yeah, we're trying to arrange it, aren't we, so that we can get him on. Yeah. So hopefully that episode will be coming to you soon. But yeah, really just a massive thanks to him and for all your support and for these awesome T-shirts. I'm still trying to convince the wife to go to the cinema with me to watch it, so it might just be ticket for one on that side of things. But
would this not be a good opportunity for you to take your firstborn for his first Star Wars trip to the cinema?
It'll be his first trip to the cinema, so that'll be hectic, I think, but we'll see. Yeah, maybe. So right, let's get into the pickups. There's just the one this week, isn't there, from you?
Yeah, just the one. I mean, I haven't got any really this month because obviously, got holiday coming up, and but in the last pickups video we did, I said that I'd ordered a Mace Windu for the Clone Wars. Gendy God, I just cannot get his name right. Gendy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars, and I got sent the wrong one, but I found another one online. There we go, Mace Windu, and it's absolutely immaculate white. Some of the others that I bought were slightly yellowed, the cards, but this one is absolutely immaculate white. So I'm just to get the clones now to finish off the collection. But I said in the last episode as well that I wasn't going to get those 3 packs because they were just the same figures that were in the singles. Well, Des T and oh my god, Keith Guppy. No, Keith Guppy got in touch with me and said absolutely not. That's not the case. There are different variations of those figures in there. So of course now they're back on the list. So I will probably try and pick those up at some point as well. But really happy to get that. When Echo comes around next week or this weekend, in fact, the clones are still on the list. So
okay. Tomorrow, if you're watching this on the day of release,
Yeah.
Obviously, no pickups my end because I am saving my money for Echo, and hopefully, I, I've actually got a few irons in the fire if I don't spend all my money at Echo. So you know, there will be pickups this month, I'm sure. Whether they come from Echo or not, it's yet to be decided.
Excellent stuff.
Okay, so moving on, then we've got the recent Hasbro announcements to make. Wasn't anything this week, was there?
No, there was nothing this week. I think it was
Last
just
week.
over March. It was every Wednesday in March to sort of celebrate the March Madness thing
Oh,
that
of
they
course,
have
we're in
going.
April. God.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of them were repacks of deluxe figures, and and I think we talked about some in previous episodes, but there were some last week. So I've done a few pictures to bring up on the screen from last Wednesday. I only mentioned. I mean, obviously people have mentioned these for days now, but
Yeah,
I thought they were worth mentioning. There's
yeah,
Zeb in the
yeah.
deluxe packaging. I personally won't be picking this up. It's not a carded
No,
figure. I'll wait for it to come out on a card, but
that's
it's
part of the ghost, isn't it?
yeah,
The carded one.
yeah, the carded one is a Ghost exclusive, but I'm
Hmm.
certain they'll bring a different variation out with
What
a
do you
different
think?
card image for everybody to be able to get, because obviously
Hmm.
they've also announced this one, which is Ezra Bridger from Ahsoka. So this will
Yeah,
be
of
the
course.
alternative Ezra for those who can't get the Ghost version, the
Hmm.
exclusive Ghost version. I mean, I quite like the figure, and the the card back's pretty good. I think I actually would have liked to have seen the version of Ezra EC later in the series.
Yeah,
Where he's been living on the planet for a while.
that's the one I was thinking. It would
Mm,
have probably made for a better card back.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
have thought.
And then the final one was Kanan Jarrus, and I really like
Mm.
this figure. It's a great card image, a
Mm.
great looking figure as well. And just to repeat myself, this is obviously an alternative Kanan for those
Mm.
people who couldn't get in with the Ghost. So yeah, I'll be picking both of those up because they're carded and they're vintage
Yeah,
collection, and I
yeah.
can't help myself.
No, it's
um,
just don't have anywhere to put them now. That's all.
No, well, I've still got a little bit of space about. I've done a bit of rejigging around, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's it's getting to the point now where we're going to have to start thinking about extending shelves and.
Alternatives. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dear.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's all good. And then the other thing that's been announced then is the TVC HasLab announcement, which will be on the 4th of May.
Yeah, I think it's the week of the 4th of May. It's announced.
Any any thoughts on what it could be? What you'd like it to be?
Well, this
Will
was
you be
announced.
backing it?
Well, I mean, it depends what it is, to be honest. I
Mm,
mean, this was announced about 6 weeks ago, I think, so it's been out in the ether for a while. And the thing is, if it has a carded figure in it that I really like, then
yeah.
you know, in the past when they've done a HasLab, I've tended to not buy the HasLab and just buy the
Mm,
cards, because a lot of people just buy the HasLabs just to resale.
yeah.
So I save money by just buying a card. But if it's something like a Tiderian shuttle or a Lambda class shuttle or an
Mm.
Imperial shuttle, as Stu would say, I think I'm never letting
Still
that
on
go.
that?
No,
No,
never
you're
letting
not.
that go. That would be very cool, and perhaps you could get an Imperial pilot, and I don't know, or perhaps they could even do it as the Rebel captured shuttle, so you could get an exclusive, Rebel Star Wars or Return of the Jedi Luke, Leia, and Han to go with it. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
That would be pretty cool, but
yeah.
knowing Hasbro and knowing Disney kind of deciding what they have to make, I would imagine it would be something from one of the new shows or new films rather than something from the old.
Well,
I might be completely wrong. What do you
I don't
think?
know. Well, I'm thinking. I've been reading about it. Some people they want a new AT-AT. I don't know if that's really necessary at this point. I'm not sure.
No, I'd go for
Um,
that.
there's speculation around it being the Cantina,
Hmm?
but the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace, wouldn't it be good for them to do something related?
I mean, I would love
I
it.
would. Go on. What are you
I would
thinking?
love it. Well, I don't know if you caught the charity live stream that Stu did,
Hmm.
and it
Yeah.
actually was that subject. What would you want from the Phantom Menace? And the several of us on that live stream came up with some really great ideas for play sets from the Phantom
Yes.
Menace, but some of them were so large that they'd have to be
Yeah.
Haslabs.
Because your suggestion was the Senate, wasn't it?
Yeah, that would be. I would love to
Was
see the
one of
Imperial
yours?
Senate.
Yeah.
Just sort of like a moon, half moon sort of Imperial
Mm.
Senate, just to represent it with the little pods that went in it. That would be very cool. But
But
I
if
think
if you're talking 3.75, that will be absolutely enormous, wouldn't
it
it?
would be, yeah. I can't off the top of my head remember. There was another playset that was mentioned that would have been excellent for a HasLab, but I can't think for the life of me what it was. But that would be very cool. I mean, I depending on what it was, obviously, I would definitely be up for getting that if it was
Mm.
Phantom Menace. But I just think they've been burnt. TVC's been burnt by the
Mm.
prequels. Sorry, not the prequels, the Phantom Menace, because one of the reasons they were left with so much stock when it was TVC 1.0, they did a Phantom Menace wave for the Phantom Menace 3D films when they released that.
Right.
So they did this wave specially for that release, and they
Mm.
bombed those figures.
Right.
Ironically, some of those figures now are worth quite a bit of money to get on the
Are they the
secondary
ones
market.
that come with the 3D glasses?
No. They're actually
That's a
just
different. It's actual vintage collection.
actually vintage collection, yeah.
Right. Okay.
And I remember at the time there was you tripped over them in Toys R Us because there were so many of them. Because
Yeah.
unfortunately, there was still a lot of ambiguity when it came to the Phantom Menace.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I'd be well up for that. I just off the top of my head right now, you put me on the spot. I can't think of what it could be, but yeah. Have
Well, I
you got any
mean,
ideas?
I wouldn't mind a couple of pod racers. Maybe
Ah,
Sebulbas and Anakins.
yeah, that would be quite
That's
good. You could do like the arena, couldn't you, from the pod racing? I think only one Kenobi came up with that idea.
Oh,
Um,
right. Yeah.
but
And
yeah, that
there isn't a Sebulba on the vintage collection, is there?
there isn't. No, no.
No.
Um,
So
yeah,
that could be I think that could be a big seller.
yeah,
Sebulba.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, we're
Oh,
only lining
getting them
ourselves up. We're only lining ourselves up for disappointment, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. But I'm excited because a new HasLab is quite a big deal. And
Yeah.
I'll be looking forward to that. I mean, I'll be away, so we might have to do a quick emergency video when that one comes out. I'll do it from
Okay.
Galaxy's Edge with the Falcon behind
Ooh,
me.
that'd be good.
maybe,
That would be
maybe
good.
it'll be the Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd
Well,
be
that's
cool.
it. That's another one that was speculated upon, but
Mm,
who knows? We've
mm,
got a little wait yet, haven't we?
yeah, yeah,
So up next, then the trailer has dropped for Tales of the Empire. We were
yeah,
expecting Tales of the Jedi, weren't we? But Tales of the Empire has
yeah. I
dropped
was
instead.
I was expecting Tales of the Sith, to be honest with you.
Mm,
And I suppose it is kind
it
of a
kind of
bit
is, yeah.
Tales of the Sith, but I mean,
Yeah.
first and foremost, let's just talk about the Bad Batch. Have you up to date on the Bad Batch this
I'm up to
season?
date with. Yeah, I'm up to
It's
date.
it's hands down the best Star Wars I have seen in about 5 or 6 years since Rogue One, I would say.
Wow,
It's
that's
I've
high
been
praise.
it's I mean, it's not it's not Rogue One, don't get me wrong, but in terms of what stuff we've had recently, and I've liked a lot of the recent stuff.
Yeah.
I have disliked some of it, but I've overall liked a lot of it. And I have to say, this season of the Bad Batch so far has felt so much like Star Wars.
Mm,
It's been absolutely brilliant. The story's excellent. There's no filler. It's quite dark. It's really there's a lot at stake. It's been absolutely fantastic. So
mm,
when this got announced, I was like, well, if Dave Filoni's got something to do with it, and the people who are making the Bad Batch, which it will do, this
mm.
and of course we really like Tales of the Jedi. At least the
We
Ahsoka,
did, yeah. I was going to say that was brilliant.
yeah, that was excellent.
Well, no,
And
I like the Dooku
sorry,
storyline.
the Dooku, I like both actually, but Dooku,
Yeah,
you're right, was the
that
better
was
of the
mine.
two.
Yeah.
But it was great in filling in those little gaps. And then, of course, we're now going to find out how Morgan
The other
Elsbeth,
side of things.
got to where
Mm,
she was, and and obviously that from that episode of the Clone Wars where where General Grievous attacks the Night Sisters on Dathomir and wipes them
mm,
out. we now find out from this trailer it looks like that Morgan Elsbeth was there fighting Grievous. So that's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
So we get to see her pathway all the way up to Ahsoka. And then the other side of it, I'm really excited about, because Barra Sophie was always one of my favorite characters in the Clone Wars. You know, when she appeared, and that arc she had where she turned on the Jedi because she saw what was happening to them, and everything she said in that episode was right. You know, the Jedi have been influenced by the dark side of the Force, so I can't wait to see that, because as far as I'm concerned,
turning to it. So
so she's obviously going to become an Inquisitor, but is she? I don't know, because we've never seen her as an Inquisitor in any of the media that's, you know, had them in. So does she escape? Does she get killed? Is she still an Inquisitor out there somewhere? We may see her in the future in live action. So I'm really excited about.
And that's
that
what
series.
I was going to say. Yeah, we don't really know her story, and it would be good. It could almost open up a way for her to appear again in live action. So yeah, it could be very good.
For us Clone Wars fans as well, you know, seeing how she betrayed Ahsoka and framed Ahsoka for the bombing of the Jedi Temple in those Clone Wars episodes, you know, there's a real history. Yeah, sorry, yeah, the 14-year-old spoiler. There's real history with those two, so it would be pretty awesome to see those two sort of at some point somehow interact again. How possible that is, I don't know, but yeah, it would be extremely cool to see that. So really excited about this, and again, that's something else we've got to look forward to on May the 4th. So the whole season drops, I think, in one go.
Does it? Oh, awesome!
Yeah. So
that should be good. Yeah,
lots to do.
And finally, there was the Outlaws trailer got dropped. Was that today it dropped?
Yeah, the story trailer was dropped today as we're recording this. Yeah, what did you think?
It kind of did Disney have anything to do with the gaming side of things or not?
I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they have to ask, can we make a story about this, and can we do it in this story, this time frame, you know, in canon and that sort of stuff. I'm sure they have a lot of say in that, but when it comes to storyline and stuff like that, I'm not so certain. But it does seem very how can we tactfully put this, new generation Disney, doesn't it?
Well, I was thinking this kind of lends itself to being a TV show on its own. You know, it almost looks the part to be, you know, they could be doing this instead of some of the other things that they've released in recent times. Yeah. Personally, I think this could be better than Ahsoka, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I'm most excited about this game is it's an open world game, and the only games I really play these days, as I've got turned into an old man, is, you know, the open world GTA games, Assassin's Creed games, and of course Red Dead Redemption. You know, all those open world games, I love those. And I've always since back in the early 2000s thinking to myself, well, why haven't they made one about Star Wars? It would be so easy to do. You've got all these planets where you can just roam around, and, you know, so I'm really excited about that. The character seems a bit snippy, you know, like I'm not sure about the character in it yet. I'm not so sure about the little.
I can see that, but it's more the enemies for me, like all of the bad guys that are chasing her down with, like, brilliant, you know, all the syndicates, if you like.
Yeah, but did you notice Kira was in there from Solo as well?
No, is that who that was supposed to be? The Crimson Dawn? Yeah, okay. I didn't know it was supposed to be her.
Yeah, it is. But I read today that it's not going to be voiced by Emilia Clarke, which is a bit disappointing. No. But yeah, so she's in it. But yeah, there's this little animal thing, companion that follows her about, and I don't know. I don't. You know, I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna play the hell out of it. Don't get me wrong.
And you're gonna love it, I expect. So.
And I suspect. Well, the thing that intrigues me the most is there seems to be a lot of different planets and space battles in there, and open space, so you're going to be able to roam those freely. But I thought to myself, when the initial trailer came out last year, it'd be nice to get a planet that we know. And obviously, we've got Jabba's palace on there, and you see obviously Han in carbonite, so that tells us this is going to be taking place between Empire and Jedi.
Timeline, yeah.
So if we've got Jabba's palace there, hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got Tatooine as an open world. Because that would be pretty awesome, just to sort of go around on a speed.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
It
Looks
does.
like it. Was there a crate dragon in there as well?
Yeah, and the Sarlacc
At the
pit, I
end,
think,
so
was
yeah.
there as well. So fingers
So
crossed.
slightly.
Yeah, it'll take me back to the old Star Wars Galaxies days, the massive multiplayer online game that used to come out in the early 2000s. I used to love that game, but yeah. So yeah, I'll be buying this and I'll be playing it, and I'm sure it'll be great. Just I'm hoping it does really well, so that they realise that this sort of game is definitely a winner, and hopefully we'll get. I mean, can you imagine one that takes place in the prequel era? Sorry, with starts in the Jedi temple, and you're a Padawan, and you learn your way through to become a Jedi Master, and you have to go out to all these different planets and do things the way the Jedi do, and you get chorus. You'll all become. We're writing this game, mate. We're writing this game. It's. I mean, that sounds awesome. Like, especially with the hardware these days, they can make these games so big. Yeah. So I fingers crossed it does really well, and I'm on board with it. I'm definitely going to be playing this. So,
yeah, absolutely. What is this on PC?
No. This is it's Xbox and PlayStation.
Oh,
and I
brilliant!
Think probably PC as well. Yeah.
So,
awesome. Oh, and just a quick side note. Well, I've just popped in my head. We were talking about the KOTOR remake a few months back, and it looked like it might have been cancelled. Well, the guy who owns the company, who's remaking it, has announced last week that they're definitely still doing it. So that's brilliant. Nice. Yeah, really happy about that.
I still need to play that. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. That's it for this week then, I think. Hopefully you'll come back next week when we release our Echo Base video. We're all very excited for that.
Yeah. Adam's going to try and get that out earlier than Friday. Put him under pressure.
Yeah, I will try. So we'll see how that goes. So it's going to be a busy weekend for me. But yes, hopefully you enjoyed this episode too. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one. See you later.
Cheers. Bye.